Hi, Dagobert from Dagobert's Tackle World here for this week's fishing report for the 11th and 12th of September 2021. So the weekend looks not too bad, guys. Oh, tomorrow is good anyhow. Saturday's not too bad. We've got a really good morning, which is in about another 6 hours. It's 11:30 at night here, so we've been really busy. I'm sorry I'm a bit late doing this, but when you wake up in the morning and you get ready to go fishing, you can just straight away read this or listen to it, I should say, whilst you're deciding what you're going to do for the day. But yeah, tomorrow's really good. So morning's perfect, right through to maybe mid-afternoon before that northerly sort of kicks in. So I reckon around about 1 or 2 o'clock it might get up around 15 knots, but up till then it's like 2 to 6 knots, so it's perfect. There's that many fish around there, you might need to stay out all day. There's that many fish. So in close, really big snapper, they've really kicked in. So this week I had a couple of mates went out. One guy got his biggest on a pilchard was 94 centimetres, and other mate's got one at 86 centimetres on live bait, and that's snapper. That's just fishing in that sort of 35 metres of water. So straight out from the seaway, all the way down to sort of east of Mermaid. So just look for those pinnacles in that 18 fathom to 20 fathom area and get out there really early and have a fish. The swell's dropped off considerably compared to a few days ago. So in the morning you will be going through the seaway pretty on the bottom of the tide, but all the firsts are running. But I think it'll be not too bad around that first daylight, which now sort of cracks before 5:30. So you need to be sort of out there pretty early, guys. Don't worry about getting live baits on the way out and stopping at the local reef. You will get live bait everywhere pretty well at the moment. So, except out wide. So, if you're going to go anywhere within, say, 50 metres, just get your bait at the spot you're going to. Concentrate on fishing your pillies in that first start, and maybe flicking a plastic out if you want. But once that sun pops up, then you switch across to getting a live bait and dropping a live bait down. But don't bother wasting the first crucial time of half an hour, so between 5:20 and 10 to 6, trying to get live bait before you get to your spot. Waste of time, okay? For those of you who are going to go a bit further tomorrow, 36 fathoms, I was at there last weekend, heaps of trag around, a few snapper around, that was east, northeast has been better snapper, and right up further off the pin area has been really good as well. Those who are going further afield again, the 50 fathom reef on fire up northeast. You've got kingies, you've got some really good amberjacks jigging up. Obviously, as I always say, August, September, October and early November is the best months for jigging. So this is actually prime time. Okay, so chase your kingies, chase the amberjacks, slow pitch or fast jigging, doesn't matter. The current, I think, at the moment is around about 1 to 1.5 knots. You may need to use, if you're using, say, 50 pound braid, around about 130 grams minimum. And if you're using maybe 80 pound braid, maybe around 200 grams minimum size, okay? And then your pearlies just out a bit further as well. Plenty of snapper on those 50 fathom reefs as well. North, east, and south. Don't go to New South Wales though. Are the borders open maybe? I don't know. Closely, might be right. I'm not sure on that one. Check it out. So that's been really good. Out further, the bottom fishing on the with electric reels has been insane. Heaps of flame snapper up north of the jumping pin area in that sort of 250 to 290, 300 metre mark. And bar cod have been really good as well. Kingies up there, snapper, nanagai. All the usual pigfish and everything else you normally get as well. But yeah, really nice eating deep water fish. Out deeper, there's a few blue eye and that around as well. And on that sort of 400 to 600 metre line, and barcode cod and bass groper as well. This time of the year is normally our yellowfin time, and if you are going to go deep dropping, definitely take a couple of troll rods or popper rods with you. And if you've got popper rods, have something rigged up, like stick baits, sort of that type of thing. These are a new Rapala one. They're pretty cool, and they work, they kick butt, okay? They work really well. And they're quite heavy and cast a mile. And then I think these guys are around, they are around about 100 grams, 90 grams. Last year, and for quite a few years, one of the lures that smacked the yellowfin out there, I'm talking like 60 kilo yellowfin or 70 kilo yellowfin, are the Samakis, and they do like yellowfin colour, yellowfin, obviously eat yellowfin, I guess. But that thing there is really good. The pilch is really, really good. There's a lot of pillies out around offshore at the moment. It's a pilly, you can see that. Your trolling those at around about sort of 8 to 12 knots. So hang in actually quite well. If it was me trolling, when I do go trolling out there, I'd be trolling those, got a couple of guys in deep, maybe around about 40 metres and 50 metres back, but they'll come down to like 25 and 30 metres behind the boat, and then drop out your skirts on top of that further back at around 60 and 100 metres. If they're a bit shy, you need to drop your lines back another sort of 30, 40 metres each one, okay? But definitely skirts at the back and the divers at the front. The other thing that's happening offshore at the moment is a lot of spanner crabs, and they're huge. They're really big spanner crabs, 50 metres sort of down, even just south of Q1, sort of nearly off Burleigh, and then back up towards sort of Broadbeach. Really good crabbing at the moment, guys, so give that a go. There's been a few doggy mackerel on the beach as well, just behind the beach, around a few around the bags off Narrowneck. Give that a shot, it's not too bad. Okay, down, that's probably it actually down in the Broadwater, down in offshore. We're going to go to the Broadwater. Sorry guys, late night. In the Broadwater and jumping pin area, lots of flatties. I've been up flatty fishing this week. To get really big ones, sort of 50, high 50s. Maybe sort of got like 15 for like 3 or 4 hour session. The tides are a bit ski whiff, but they're really good coming up again to the new moon next week. And the week after that weekend, and just after that's even better again. So, but you will still get fish obviously now, but a lot of little ones around. Those big girls will be coming out the next full moon, so get ready for them. The things that have been going really well on the flatties at the moment have been like small paddle tails and using really light heads, like sort of 1/6 ounce or to 1/4 ounce, and just a really slow little twitch, okay? And casting them up on anywhere from up on the banks to down in sort of 3 to 4 metres of water. But you need to cast up current and then slowly sink down and just hop it back. A lot of different plastics, but the shape you want something like that fellow there. These are Eco Gear, one we've got in today. There's a whole range of colours. They've always been a great lure, those glass minnows, they're really good. Prawns have been going really well. We've got the whole range of Z-Man Easy Shrimps downstairs, and an array of so many different shrimps. So my favourite shrimp is actually Gulp shrimp in the 3-inch. I really like those, but there's another one, a new one coming today from Western. They're pre-rigged. You can see that fellow there, okay? I really like that colour. I find orange is an extremely good colour in either jig heads or lures when you're fishing for flatties, especially this year for some reason. Heaps of tail around the jumping pin area as well. They've been, they were everywhere. The other day they're just everywhere on the surface. Didn't matter if you're up near Slipping Sands or in front of Crusoe Island or down Tipples Channel, there was tail everywhere. Okay, and same goes on the beach. The Australians is fishing incredibly well at the moment for tailor. A couple of lures have been doing really well off the beach and casting also from the boat back into the surf. Have been these Samakis. They're a hybrid type lure, and just extremely good lure. They're 55 grams, so they cast a mile, but they have the weight of a metal, but the action of a lure that's made out of sort of a poly sort of lure, injection molded type lure, which they are. So really good. Give them a shot, guys, and just work them, and they work really well. So plenty of bream around Crusoe Island as well, plenty of whiting around Gold Bank, and flatties in all your normal haunts, okay? If you want to go chase crabs, I haven't had really many muddies around at the moment, but I'd probably try in the Logan, maybe around the sort of area between Jacobs Well and Pimpamar. Give that a shot as well. And in the back block sort of thing of jumping pin. And down the Broadwater way, plenty of flatties around Crab Island, around the Browns Inlet's been not too bad. The Aldershots have been good. Along the Seaway North Wall's been not too bad, and the South Wall. Just look for those sandy patches in the high tide, which unfortunately is not until around about 11 o'clock tomorrow or 12 o'clock. But yeah, give it a go. First, the running tide is always a great tide for flatties if you can find the spot where they're going to be stacked up, ready to come up onto a bank or something like that to feed. So it's a good tide tomorrow morning right on daylight for doing that. Heaps of bream around the Seaway, around Lake Break and most of the channels. Still good squid. I went squidding last Saturday morning before work and only went for an hour, got 3. And it wasn't the right tide actually. It's sort of last that run out, starting to come in. It was a bit crappy, so I don't like that tide. I like high tide obviously. So definitely worth a go on the squid as well. Up the river, Nerang River, plenty of whiting around, council chambers at night time, and a few around the sandbanks opposite sort of the trawlers there, heading down towards the Seaway from the Gold Coast Bridge at Sundale on the edge of the channels. Okay, night time's really good. Just only, as you know, just drifting those channels, the main channels there, or down Runaway Bay area. The ZX40s are just like a no-brainer. These things here, you just slowly hop them on the bottom while you're drifting. Just hop, hop, a little bit of winding, hop, hop. They just smack anything, whether it be bream or tailor or jewies, heaps of flathead, squid. They catch everything. And we just got to heap those back in here too, guys. Heaps of colours and sizes. I was speaking to a couple of guys that like the tail been really on the beach. Okay, the pump and jetty this week has just seen some phenomenal size fish. Ones you can't even pull up. They're just too big. They'll snap your line trying to lift them up the jetty. I spoke to some people today that went yesterday and last night actually, and today they got them during the day today again too. But they were sort of up to around 70 centimetres. So you're talking like sort of 4 kilo, 3 or 4 kilo tail. I heard one guy got 186. But today they're up there, and yesterday, and they're casting. We've got a couple of Asian customers that come in that really are good fishers on lures, and they've been using these pintails in the Jackson lure, which are around about sort of 48 grams, so they really hang in, and they cast obviously extremely well, and they sink really quick, and you can work them winding them back into the jetty. Obviously the jetty is about 6 or 7 metres off the water, so any light lure just comes straight to the top and it doesn't work, okay? These things are quite heavy, and they'll just swim along a metre or so below the surface until you get close to the jetty, and obviously they'll come out of the water then. But they don't get that opportunity because they get smacked before they get too close to the jetty. And the G Control is the same scenario, they're around that 40 grams as well. These Japanese lures are extremely good, and just the tail are just really going hard on them, okay? So if you want to go and have a go off the jetty or off the beach with a minnow that actually swims and casts a long way, G Control or the pintail from Jackson, okay? And they're around 48 grams in weight. That's probably about it on the estuary side of things. In the Hinds Dam, it's starting to warm up a little bit, which is really good, which means more insects in the air and more happening, and the bass is still a little bit stacked up around the wall as they do this time of the year, and it's getting a little bit later now, but they'll still be in that area. So I'll be trying up closer to the wall rather than at the back blocks, but you still get them up the back blocks too. You probably might get a few Saratoga getting around as well. So get up there, do a bit of trolling, and maybe do a little bit of light micro jigging throughout those school up fish if you can find them as well. One thing I forgot to mention, sorry, I'm going to go back to the saltwater offshore thing. I had like countless amount of customers, guys that buy these by the truckload, but they buy lots. And they just sit in a rod holder, and we've always talked about the Lacanis jigs or the Octo jigs that you put in the rod holder for the soft tip rod, and those catch fish. But these things really catch fish. So they come 40, 80 and 120 grams, and whether it be chasing pearlies out wide or chasing snapper on the 18 fathom reef, they really do work really well. They catch a lot of snapper, they catch jewies, they catch everything. And you can actually just sit it in there as a silent assassin while you're bait fishing or micro jigging or do whatever else you're doing. You just drop it at the bottom, one turn, make sure your rod tip's quite soft so it's on the bottom, off the bottom, on the bottom, off the bottom as the boat goes up and down, and the rod's sort of loading up and then drops, goes slack and then loads up, whatever. That's the scenario you need to have, and have your drag set right as well. But really, really good, okay? So there's a Dokun, and they're obviously Gamoku, part of the Gamoku family. If you can see that, they come in a range of colours, about 6 colours. Even the black one works extremely good. We had a guy buys the black ones by like 6 or 10 at a time. But yeah, so something different, something really good. Yeah, so get out there this weekend. Sunday, probably stick to the estuaries, or maybe get out really early offshore, but I'd be probably going my hardest tomorrow, which is Saturday morning, okay? It's nearly, if you can see that, it's nearly Saturday morning. But anyhow, have a good time, guys, if you do get out there, and I'll try and get that report out to you in the morning, the written one as well. And I'm going to go do some product testing next week, so I'll still do the fishing report next week, but it'll just be probably a handwritten one. But we'll see how we go. Anyhow, catch you then. Dougie from Doug Burt's Tackle World on the Gold Coast. Don't forget to follow our YouTube page, Doug Burt's Fishing Channel, and you can like and subscribe to it and read and learn heaps of stuff from there. And we always like to help you guys out and get you guys happy, catching fish and enjoying with your family and your friends, okay? Thanks. Bye-bye.